I know, good morning it is. It's Arizona time, 9:40. I know I usually don't go live during the morning. Don't fall. Milkshake, stop sliding. I don't know why this thing is giving me the impression that it thinks it's on a slip and slide. Stop thinking. Okay, that's it. Don't mind the technical difficulty, but nonetheless, I'm gonna just MacGyver something real quick. Okay, so now, literally, there's no way for it to go slippy McSlip. You know, if I had a tripod, that would be so beneficial, but I don't. So, nonetheless. Oh, wait. Yeah, I know. For YouTube, we're hoping we're having this thing have orientation lock. Now that this thing is actually going to sit still, hopefully. Please don't fall. But anyway. So, yeah. Just at my, one of the lines of work and just waiting for the next person to come in. So, meanwhile, breeds of, I've only got one deck, but I brought the Dark Goddesses with me and the Demons too. So, just playing the waiting game. Anybody wants cardstock thrown at them. And as well, Occult open floor. Hey, good morning, Kelly. Nope. Not only is this thing, able to hold the Demon to row. Rude. Is this thing charging? So why the heck was the hissy fitting? Nonetheless. Not only can this thing also hold the Demon to row, it also makes a nice fan. Better than a fanboy. But hey, at least this thing. Oh, it took me to like afternoon in New England. Oh, East Coast. What part? What part in New England? You know, it's actually really fun, really odd. Like the county in Arizona that I'm in, Mojave. Hello, Enchantress and Kayla. The county that I'm living in, at least in Arizona, that awkward moment when the county is bigger than the state of Connecticut is like, that's awkward, but nonetheless. Massachusetts. So, let's see, what else is there? Oh, and I got the new membership things all, well, I only have 2 tiers now, but it's almost finished. And I just decided, I just decided just to keep it simple, 2 tiers, and the difference between the two is that the first tier pretty much gives all the lives, all the members only content, and all the teaching stuff that I'm going to be putting up there, like the whole pre-recorded I think I have a total of about 7 to 9 things planned, because I already filmed like the first introduction about it. But I have one in the works for necromancy that I'm going to be putting up, and you're going to see a different side of me. Instead of me being all bubbly and obnoxious, yeah, my tone kind of changes, because that's going into turf where I'm like, don't mess this up. And then there's also the members only live stream, but yeah, pretty much essentially the membership stuff is like, oh, you want to learn how to do the stuff in the way that I do it? Okay. And that's how I'm just going to go about it. There's 2 tiers. There's the Siren tier, which is the first tier, which is the simplistic one. And then the Maven tier. I just love the word Maven. The difference between Maven tier and the Siren tier for the membership, well, the Maven, unlike the Siren, will actually be getting their name be attached to like a monthly intention candle for, like, say for an example, we're gonna keep it simple. Let's say like the month that's gonna be incoming is February, and I have a total of 4 members that are Mavens. Okay. So for the month of February, I'll be putting out an intention candle for pretty much bringing in and attracting in hopes, wishes, desires, for an example, and then just put their name onto that candle, and then they actually get that energy sent to them, and they can woozy woo whatever they deem fit. That's pretty much the difference between a Maven and a Siren for the membership tier, as of now, though. And sometimes, well, not really sometimes, just the way that I even do intention candles and actually setting the lights and doing the work, I get like really, like I go all out. Like, first we have candle, dressed. Hello. We have candle, dressed, prepared, okay. We now have stones around it with a crystal grid. We then have, yeah, I go like legit all out when I have the setting of the lights or setting up an intention candle. I take a lot of time setting it up. So really that's the 2 tiers, so that's coming back. But other than that, nothing else is really new or different other than existing. I got nothing. Anybody actually asked for reading it? I didn't do it. Getting over this. Ugh. Okay. I'm blocking the chakras, and then I'll be answering Capel's question. Okay, about Larry. So, actually, the kind of way that I go about actually addressing any kind of blockage or anything that's an obstacle or thing that's holding you back. I'm somebody that likes to keep it simple, because the more simple you keep it, the less headache you get. So for example, say you have like one of your chakras blocked. Let's say your throat chakra is blocked and it's damaged. Okay. And using the alchemical mindset, you just do this. Okay. Get awareness of self by asking yourself the questions. Whose body am I in right now? And yes, the answer has to be the same, and you have to actually ask yourself these questions. Whose body is this? Whose eyes am I seeing with? Whose mouth is this? Okay. Who's in control of this body? Who makes the final decision? Who has the final say? Who says what happens to it all the time? You do. In this case, it would be me. So with that being said, logically, since I have the final say, since my throat chakra is blocked, well, gonna target the throat chakra and get the blockage. Target the blockage by actually physically, kind of like grabbing the blockage. Be like, nah, grab it. You have the final say. What happens to your body and your existence? Because it is your body, you make the final say. You decide what happens. So since you have a blockage, logically it makes sense. You decide the blockage is gone. Just like that. No need for a candle. Just had to use your mind and use deductive reasoning and logic. Logically it makes sense because nobody controls you but you. So you decide to make the point be known that, oh, this blockage, off with it. But that's like being very fancy schmancy. Hello, Alex. But seriously, sometimes keeping it to the most simplistic way of handling it is the best way. Don't get me wrong, there's absolutely nothing wrong, and I even love being fancy schmancy too, but sometimes the easiest way to solve a problem is just keep it simple. Oh, my throat chakra is blocked. You know what? My body. No. Off with it. Oh no, I can't see with my third eye anymore. Nah. I can see fine. Oh no, my root chakra is blocked. Get that out of there. Just like that. So now, the question about Larry will reconcile. Is he to inflame? Okay. Let's see here. And for future reference, if you want a Daemon Oracle or a Dark Goddess Oracle card pulled alongside your tarot, let me know. I'm trying to do this very gingerly and not break something, which I almost just did. Alrighty then. And I only have the Heaven or Hell tarot, so this maybe the problem, okay? Okay, hanky and panky, down you go. Oh, doc. Okay. Okay, magical pile of cards stock you. So, about Larry. Is Larry gonna be reconciling with the Pope? If you would. Well, tarot reading is actually using the tarot, that's a system. And an oracle, and with an oracle card system, oracle can be completely random and it can do its own thing. Tarot usually has a structure of some kind. Even if it's like one of those unique decks, for an example, like Tarot Vampires, that's a unique deck. So is Tarot de la Nuit and Tarot Apocalypse, because they have an extra card. Usually there's a set structure, but oracle cards can be literally 200 cards in one deck. There's no limit. And usually with tarot has its own way of being depicted. Okay, fine. Okay, for Larry though, we have the Queen of Wands as he's currently standing. Just off this one poll right now, by any chance is Larry kind of a bit of a, how do you say this? Is he kind of like, how do you say this? Like he's very, like he's kind of, has a bit of a, like smirky, cocky attitude? Does he kind of have an attitude like that? Like he's like, oh, you think you're hot stuff, huh? Okay. That's how he's currently standing. Very smuggy. Like, oh, well, look at you. You think you're all, fancy, huh? Well, Honey Bear, your dress is on fire. On the physical, he's kind of vain. Mentally, sharp. He's mentally clear. I don't know what that was, but I'm going to assume I didn't hear that because it sounded odd. How does he feel emotionally then? Because on the physical plane, he appears kind of like smuggy. Mentally sharp. Emotionally. Wow. All quartz. Emotionally, excuse me. Emotionally very kind of immature. And very not really knowing how to really express the emotions in a way that, gets the message across. Kind of brandishing the emotions kind of rashly. So emotionally, a little bit too high in the air. And for the spiritual standing, then we'll go from there. Spiritual standing, he's seeking fulfillment, but he doesn't have the full fulfillment because this is a 9 out of 10. So he's not fully fulfilled, but he knows of fulfillment. So he's aware that fulfillment is apparent in his life, but he doesn't have the last cup. How does he post that? You're standing like, what the heck, dude? What the heck you doing? This isn't cute. Probably looking at him like, cupcake. What the heck you doing, dude? You don't need to be being split all over the place, dude. Just pick one thing and be yourself. You're probably trying to get that through his head, maybe. Kind of stubborn. But nonetheless, though, whichever one he chooses is the right one, and that'll be the 10 emotional fulfillment. Reconciliation, is it likely short term? 8 of twigs, 8 of wands. Careful when you blink, it might just happen like that. It'll happen very quickly. Is it going to stick? Clearly, he's going to see that, oh, I'm so glad I reconciled, and I'm actually thinking clearly. Oh, you have a king of swords in his head. And is this a really, I'm going to put it this way, is this a really deep and very, I don't want to say karmic because that kind of sounds like, oh, I got to suffer with this. But it's a very soul-bound connection. I'm just going to go with that. This connection brings transformation. Don't think like, oh, this connection is going to kill. No, it's going to transform it. It's going to go from being all by yourself, being all alone and in solitude. It's going to transform that, get rid of that, and punt it off a cliff. Or let you let go. And then it's going to turn into the 10 of Pentacles. Solitude actually bestows comfort, fulfillment, and enjoyment of life. So deep soul tie connection, yes. It'll bring transformation, and it'll actually bring you a lot of physical fulfillment and stability and security. So I have to say, it should be happening very quick. He'll come towards you quick, and yes, it is a very deep connection. Be on the lookout. He might come in face first, metaphorically. And trust your instincts. Feel your way. Don't really rely on the external. Just feel it. Don't be all like, oh, he hasn't texted me yet. Just feel. It's there. You're good. At least that's what I got for you. Oh. Now going backwards. And let's see, how would I depict the hangman? Well, the hangman, to me, I see it like this. I mean, I call him he who's hung most. And you better not be thinking vulgar, because that's just no. For goodness sakes, it's the morning where I'm at. It's not the time to be thinking like that. But anyway. To me, the hangman is really... It's when you see... When you're put in a position where you're stuck, but now you have to see from a different point of view, because the hangman is hanging upside down. But when you're standing upright, you can see one way, but when you're upside down, you can see everything in a different way. Rude. Don't be shaking stuff. Oh, great. Now they're going to bother me at work too? Great. But anyway. So the hangman. Essentially, despite being in a circumstance where you're like, I'm stuck. Wait a minute, maybe if I look at it this way, I found the way out. Because ironically, the hangman actually has the enlightened symbol behind his head, which is the sun. And funny enough too, to me, the hangman actually represents the 7th house in astrology, because the hangman is below, upside down. And when you have Aries, the head, okay, but now you're seeing from the viewpoint of the 7th house, upside down. Okay, seeing upside down, you're seeing through a different perspective. It's below. So now you have to turn your head and look at a different point of view of somebody else's view. Change your perspective. That's hangman. It can also mean sacrifice. It can also mean, oh no, I'm stuck. Yeah, okay. Some people say it's related to Scorpio, Pluto. I just see it as like somebody is stuck and they're trying to make the most of it and trying to see from a different perspective. Or, if you want to be cruel, somebody is being left there to rot. That's pretty dark, but still. And then next question. Stay. Next question. Okay, Enchantress, do you want daemons or dark goddesses with you? That. My favorite card? Oh, man. Well, I can definitely say this. My favorite minor, and of course this is kind of, well, as much as, the rolling and, like, the well-known joke about it, it's like every time when it comes out, I'm like, really, dude? But it's really an inside joke. Literally, every time, my favorite minor card, always, without fail, 30 years later, just finding one bloody card. Might as well grab a Twix bar and chew this moment over. There it is. Literally, that one. Queen of Cups. My literal favorite. And, of course, obviously, I pulled this card? F this deck. Hey, Kim.
Hey. You by yourself? Whoa.
Yeah, I know.
Well, what are we going to do? Is she not coming?
No.
Oh.
She's at the house.
Oh, okay. All right, well, I'll...
If you want to work your legs, you can. Do some burlesque.
Some what?
Burlesque.
Burlesque? Oh, God, let me see.
There you go. There you go.
Now, I can just, do stuff that she has me do normally, I guess. I just don't know the order, but hey, we can walk. We can walk, and we can stretch, and we can do that, and we can do that.
Do whatever you deem fit.
But you have to start this, I don't know how, and no TV? Jeez.
Well, I get easily sidetracked.
Oh, you were reading somebody's stars, weren't you?
card stock.
Oh.
I'm gonna do that too anyway. I do both. Okay, so
If I start this, it's gonna go on 100 miles an hour, right? So show me how to do it, and then I can do it next time. We walk, but it goes to 3, and I don't do 3.
So since, can you walk on an incline like if I do random? Or do you rather?
She doesn't have me walk on an incline yet, no.
Okay, so I'll probably just keep it flat. I'm just gonna hit the enter and ignore that question. Ignore that question.
And 20 minutes. That's good.
Incline.
No.
0. Speed. Let's start with 1.
Ooh, okay. That's good. I can put it up. We'll just warm up here.
And this thing has been very temperamental.
It has?
Mm-hmm. Hey. Oh.
She's not coming then at all today?
No, she's staying at the house and having private clients come in. Which is probably like, hey. I don't know, it's working. I don't know what the heck the TV is doing.
Oh, well.
It's been acting stupid ever since I walked in the door.
Maybe you should have it disconnected.
I unplugged it, plugged it back in, and all the shenanigans just went.
Oh, it's the internet then, because it is an internet TV, isn't it?
Well, it's a smart TV.
Oh. It is, the TV's not even coming on.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's like, oh, I'm on or not.
darn it, I should have brought my headphones.
Yeah, so your mic not just noise in the background.
No, no, that's not it. It's just that, do you know how hard it is to stand here for 20 minutes and do this? It's so boring.
I don't know.
So you're gonna have to entertain, I guess. I don't know.
Well, probably I get entertained by, saying funny things when I read people. So.
Hey Vanessa,
Yes.
we're gonna have to work out each other today because our fearless leader is not here.
I know, she texted me this morning.
Yeah.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, she did.
And she's like, okay, have fun with the brat. Okay.
She probably didn't. She didn't text me. She forgot about me.
Okay.
I know, kind of sucks with my hip hurts.
Oh.
Oh, well, we can get the gun out and hit each other with it. Oh, the gun might be at home though.
What gun?
Power tool.
Oh, you mean that thing with a ball attached to it?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you mean this thing?
Oh, it's here?
This thing? This thing?
Yeah, that thing. Is it charged?
I have no idea, but I'm
Push
afraid.
the button.
I think this thing could be mistaken for something else, but I'm not
You
gonna
just
go.
don't put it on bones and it's alright.
Yeah, that thing looks like it could be mistaken for something else, but I'm not gonna go that direction. Okay, so.
I might switch with Vanessa and go on that because she has to be tied into that. This one she can go on without being tied into it. So I'll ask her what she can do about.
Whatever she feels. Just when in doubt, if I do something wrong, just throw something at me.
Okay.
But bonus points if you knock me out, though.
I don't know. This could have been mean.
Well, if contact's made, we're good. Okay, let's see. Is that lightning cord? Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see. Interesting pull for this one. So, we have Cerberus. Hades' pet pooch.
Hey Vanessa, do you want to get on this and I can go on the report? Or the
I can go on the bike.
elliptical?
No, I can go on the bike.
You want to go on
That's
the
okay.
bike?
Yeah.
Okay, that's okay.
So, at least with Cerberus, if you're actually using facts in your arguments and pushing your case that way, yes, you will. And classmates will actually support you in that endeavor too. Just make sure you're not spewing BS. Oh. Might have to plug it in. Because in that kind of a situation too,
You do anything fun this weekend?
as long as you just say the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, you should be
We've
fine.
almost been in our house for a year.
And just being staying for how it is and what's been going on, and not really being over elaborate, and not really trying to gain from, bringing them to justice, but really teaching them the lesson like, hey, your abusive BS thing has got to stop. So, just saying it
My
for how
girlfriend
it
said
is
that will happen. She was just all of a sudden one day
and what's going on is the most ideal approach, at least in this current form. David's that is. But now the tarot wise says this. So just say all the truth. It is what it is. But don't really try to bring them to justice to get something out of it, like damages. Because that might be not getting like a reward from it. And that's not probably going to be the most ideal way of going about it. So the core of it all wow, okay. The core is justice. Well, looks like it's going to be karmically served. Literally. So the core of it all, well, looks like I think that kind of gives it cut and clear. Like, well, karmic says stupidity gets hit with a blunt object because it's stupid. I don't think you can put any more simple than that. So yeah, there will be, I don't know why I want to put it that way. There will be just desserts given to them for, acting how they did. And all that can be said is like, well, being truthful and upfront about what they were doing, well, it is what it is, and then, and it'll all work out. And if anything, if they try hissy fin, well, as I like to say, well, don't look at us. Who's the one making hissy fitty stuff and being out of line? And then, so, looks good. I just want card pull. Just again, don't be saying that they did things that really didn't happen, but just providing the truth and as it is, and not being over exaggerant, and not really focusing on trying to get ahead from their mistreatment of you. Just having it be like the pretty strong slap on the wrist. Do not do it again. And the classmates will support you for that. Well, with Nyx, that's kind of her nature. She ebbs and flows, kind of like a river. Right here. Might even pull one from here. Let's see what comes out of it. So let's see what comes up then. So about them Dodgers, huh? No. Well, there's your answer, Kippo. Funny enough, that's actually my matron. There's the one. And that's actually a really viable one to go with anyway. Because she accepts everyone. Everyone. No matter if you're intelligent, stupid, dim-witted. She's the most accepting. Okay, Rachel. What does Rachel need to know that's going to be coming towards her? Good, bad, trifle, doesn't matter. What is it? Coming towards you might be... might be a situation where you might be having a lot of mental stress, but it's an illusion. And might be put in a situation where you might need to be more grounded. So possibly wear a piece of, like a jewelry piece with hematite, or even make an anklet with hematite. Because hematite is, funny enough, hematite is literally like gravity's favorite stone, hematite. And that'll help keep you grounded and not be all mentally disorganized. And what is it about anyway? There might be some stress regarding having full control of financial standing and being able to provide and be like the head of a household. You might be experiencing some stress being the head of the household. Might be getting a little bit stressful. Financial standing may be wonky and all over the place and unstable and no able to have security. That might be potentially coming towards. Just, you have all the time in the world. Don't just grab one stick and run with it. Take your time, ponder, and strategize before you make a move, because when you're the head of a household and you're pretty much being the breadwinner, I guess, you're the one piloting the ship, so gotta make sure your choice is the most optimal. I'm not gonna go like, okay, this stick, and run with it. I mean, if you have to. If there's somebody getting in your way, well, just become the queen of sass. And if you have to, metaphorically, don't literally do it. If you have to, just behead the guy. You do what you have to do to get your point across. Just, it was a joke. Don't really cut off his head. And don't hold him by the hair like that. Sometimes you gotta make it known that you're not having it. But also communicate how you feel alongside incorporating the intellectual, logical side of it too. Or even heck, if you want to be really fancy, express through. Why the heck did that come through? Express through singing and music. I don't know why that decided to come through, but if you like expressing through music or playing songs or something like that, well, possibly that might help you get rid of that mental stress and challenges. Actually, I don't use any kind of. Well, I mean, I do, but it's not really that often that I use music when I'm in meditative state because the music actually distracts me. Man. Yes, I have been interrupted countless times by those things. Like, oh, technical difficulties. Oh, something's trying to say something, but after a while, you get used to it. Then tell me about spiritual journey. How does he stand with the spiritual journey then? Well, we definitely see that you are going in hot with a flaming stick. Knight of Wands. Have a lot of drive and a lot of bang for it. Just the only thing though with the Knight of Wands, he's fast, but he can, just burn out because he's a mixture of air and fire, the burning wind. And it doesn't last that long. It's like a burst. So at the core, well, I have a lot of drive and energy for it, but you really just gotta be more. You have to be more grounded and kind of stick to something more instead of just going all over the place. Because burnout and attention span might suffer because of it, and then you'll be more lost. Yep, and just keep sight of the route that you're wanting to go and don't get distracted. Because you're aware of it, just gotta stay focused on it. Because if you don't stay focused, well, you might not be more open to trying to figure out this part of your life anymore. But just stay focused on one thing at a time. And don't be too defensive about everything. But, I mean, sheesh, a lot of fire. A lot of twigs. Why the heck is this battery dying so fast? Oh well, that's what it is. Just don't be conflicted. Make the choice and stick with it. And don't get distracted by shiny things. Metaphorically. And hello, Liv? I think it's her name.